Welcome to the US latest news channel. Watch the video to the end to find out the current and breaking news about the Russian war in Ukraine. Following the drone explosion at the Russian Shaikovka airbase, Russian authorities have moved some of the planes located on the base away from the areas where they are located. There were moving moments in the air attack on the airbase belonging to Russia recently. After the information given in the first place, the authorities released images of the moments of the attack on the Shaikovka airbase. In the photos published by Russia, the traces of the disintegration of the fallen UAV and the resulting fire are clearly observed. In addition, the Tu-22M aircraft located next to the burning UAV does not appear to have suffered any damage when viewed. After the incident, different sources started to investigate the situation related to the situation. Thanks to the images taken from the air, the investigators have reached some details about the incident. While viewing the area around the airport, a change was noticed in the northern part. When the images were examined well, it was seen that the grass on the side of the north runway contained fresh tracks prior to the UAV attack. It is estimated that the Russians around the airport shot down the UAV. After the attack, some changes were observed in the airfield. As decisional measures in response to the attack, it was determined that some of the planes located within the airport were sent to a different point between October 7th to 8th. The reason for making this change was the desire not to be in a difficult situation in the face of other attacks that would come. At night, the Russians took the precaution of sending the planes to a different place. After the attack on the airport, the Russian authorities took action. Many scenarios about who and how the attack took place were put forward after the attack. A comment was also received from the regional governor for the Shaikovka region, where the attack on October 7th, targeting the Kaluga region, took place. According to the statement made by the regional governor, it was suggested that the UAV may have come from the territory of Ukraine. During the statement made by the Russian governor, the location of the location also drew attention. The governor, who suggested that the UAV entered Russia from the Ukrainian region, said that the UAV entered from the Ukrainian border, which is close to the Shaikovka airport. There is only one reason why the statement made by the regional governor remains in limbo, and the situation has not yet been fully clarified. Despite the fact that the Buda unmanned aerial vehicle crashed, it was from where it entered the territory of Russia and by whom the attack was organized. Although some sections are accused by Russia and the country that carried out the attack is estimated, they do not yet have any evidence that they can definitively present to the world. The Russian governor, who continued to talk about the attack on the Russian airport, also said a little information about the attack. According to the governor, the unmanned aerial vehicle came from the territory of Ukraine, located approximately 225 kilometers away, and carried out the attack. Since this issue has not yet been proven, it continues to be talked about by Russia only as an allegation. After the attack, the Russian precaution against the attack not only changed the location of some aircraft in the region. At the same time, new measures for the attacks to be organized in the region continue to be taken by the Russians. Among these measures, the Russian Federation is the 52nd. The Guard's Heavy Bomber Aviation Regiment was also among the measures taken decisively. 52 as part of the protection of the Shaikovka airbase with the order given by Russia. The regiment began to guard the airfield. Russian Federation 52. The Guard Heavy Bomber Aviation Regiment is located in the area not only to protect the airport from incoming attacks. At the same time, they continue to stand ready to strike Ukraine if the war continues, and Ukraine, which is considered the most suspicious state in the UAV attack, is asked to be shot down with Kh-22 supersonic missiles. In addition to the supersonic cruise missile, the Tu-22M3 fighter jet is also waiting at the airport ready to equip missiles and bomb the territory of Ukraine. Supersonic cruise missiles are planned to be fired inside the borders of Ukraine during the attack. It is believed that this missile was chosen as one of the most important factors in the use of the Kh-22 cruise missile for a possible attack to be organized, since the Kh-22 cruise missile has a long-range attack capability if it is used. Russian troops are continuing their preparations after the attack, which is believed to have been carried out by Ukraine. The preparations just mentioned are also being carefully monitored by the whole world. It is noteworthy that the military preparations made by the Russians are generally in the airport area. After Ukraine was seen by Russia as responsible for the attack, many people are focusing on a single thought. There will be a retaliatory attack against Ukraine, which Russia considers to have carried out the attack. It seems that the territory of Ukraine will be more confused after this attack. There have been many previous attacks to confirm this. Tu-22M3, Su-35 fighter jets have been used in the attacks carried out by the Russian Air Force on the territory of Ukraine over the past days and months. In addition, it is impossible not to mention the systems used during the attacks on Ukraine. Ukraine, which is seen by Russia as the culprit of the attack, was attacked by air defense systems recently. During this attack, Zaporizhia, located on the territory of Ukraine, was targeted. After the UAV attack on Shaikovka, Russia is also expected to attack Ukrainian territory in the same way. While the war between Russia and Ukraine, which affects the whole world, is already decaying, aid from many different countries, especially Western states, continues to Ukraine. In this process, Russia finds support with the help of only a few states located around it. Since these states do not have much power of their own, they provide little assistance compared to European states. In comparison with many states, especially Ukraine, the country with which Russia is fighting, they are considered a great power and do not need much help because they are ready to enter the war. When viewed from the Ukrainian side, this situation draws attention to the opposite. Ukraine, which managed to become an independent state by separating from Russia and has an incomparable level of military power with Russia, received many equipment to use in the war to be able to defend itself during the war with Russia and continues to receive it during the war. The latest statements were also reported to be new military vehicles provided to Ukraine by Slovakia. The person who made these statements was the Slovak Minister of Defense himself. In his statement, he announced that the delivery of 2 Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzers to the Ukrainian state was successfully made. The Slovak defense minister addressed Putin by posting a Twitter message after announcing the delivery. In the Twitter message he wrote, "Putin 70. Celebrating his birthday, the Slovak minister announced that he had delivered another new gift to Putin on his birthday as a gift. Later, going into detail about what this gift was, he said that 2 more Zuzana 2 howitzers had just been delivered to Ukraine. Slovakia, which has previously supported Ukraine during the war between Ukraine and Russia, seems to be leaving Russia in a difficult situation on the battlefield by continuing its assistance after. The Slovak defense minister, who also made a statement about this, announced that from now on their support for Ukraine will be much greater. After the 2 Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzers received by Ukraine, Slovakia has received 6 of the 8 Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzers that have been put out to tender since June. In addition, information about the transportation of the first 4 ACS was published in August. In order to support Ukraine during the war and to ensure that Russia remains in a difficult situation on the front line, to slow down its progress, to recapture the territories lost by Ukrainian troops, the Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzer, which was given, also receives support from different states. Starting from October, the Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzer will begin to be supported by the 3 states for its production. It has been announced that Germany, Norway, and Denmark, which are among these countries, will financially support the production. In addition to the support provided day by day, the costs of the equipment provided to Ukraine during the war are also beginning to emerge. According to the information published in this context, it is planned to deliver 16 units in 2023. If everything goes as planned and the production target of 16 units is realized, the contract price is thought to be 93 million euros. The Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzer is produced by the Slovak company ZTS Special. It is a motorized howitzer with a 155mm wheeled self-propelled gun. Zuzana 2 self-propelled howitzer, Czechoslovak production 152mm SHK HVZ. Derived by looking at the 77 Dana howitzer, it continues to be produced in a more advanced level compared to the previous 155mm Zuzana ACS version. Years before this process, which was supported by the Ukrainian army, Slovakia had received the artillery systems we mentioned. In 2018, 25 units were supplied by the Slovak army. July. Today, when we look at the replacement of the previous ACS generation, the systems were delivered by the army as of July. Thanks to the system put into use by the army, shots can be fired up to a distance of 40 kilometers. What allows these shots to reach an area of 40 kilometers is that the system has a 52 caliber barrel. The tower in the system has the ability to rotate 360 degrees. In addition, thanks to the automation in the system, the number of personnel required in the vehicle has also been reduced. The system, which should normally be used with 4 personnel, can work comfortably with the use of 3 personnel after automation. While even minor changes made to such systems are quite important during the war, it is very important that the requirement for the number of military personnel is reduced by 1 more person with the automation made. Howitzer characteristics are quite important during the battle. In this context, when examined, there is one more detail that attracts attention on the howitzer. Thanks to the ability of the automatic loader on the howitzer to fire by switching to MRSI mode, the destruction of enemy targets is much easier. Thanks to the MRSI mode on the howitzer, it means that several shells can occur simultaneously during the shots fired after the enemy targets are targeted. This system, which has a truck chassis, and thus the Ukrainian army, more new features and changes to self-defense, sees the regions and Russia to continue the war between the systems in a way quite important for the blind has taken place. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to be informed of the developments at the speed of light.